Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing a reading vlog. This reading vlog is going to be reading books from my summer TBR. My favorite male main character of all time. Possibly be a 5-star. I recently did a video where my TBR prompts choose the books that I read in the summertime. I will say I have that summer TBR, and then I also have my personal TBR. Luckily, a lot of the books that I had on my radar for my personal TBR, I was able to choose for the TBR video. So we're going to be reading some of those books in this video, which I'm very excited about. Obviously, we are in peak summertime. We're in July. This is, to me, the middle month of the summertime, so I'm hoping to read some really fun summer books. I also want to try to get out in the sun and read these books where they're meant to be read, by the pool, in the beach, somewhere. It needs to happen. So we're going to get right into it, and the first book that I have already started for this video is The 5-Star Weekend by Hilderbrand. This author is the epitome of summertime. Every time I see one of her books, they look like this, like they are meant to be read in the summer. This is my first book by her though. Obviously she gets recommended a lot for this season, but this one was her highest rated book, I believe, and it's the reason I wanted to buy this book. So I'm really excited to read it. I've only read up till chapter 5. Basically the summary of this book is that this woman has just gone through, her husband got into an accident. She's kind of dealing with that grief now. She also has a weird relationship with her daughter, and so she's just trying to pick up her life, trying to feel better because she doesn't feel the best right now. And she used to live in this place called Nantucket, but she moved out of there, kind of built a life outside of that city. I think it's a city. And then she kind of just stayed out of there, but everyone that lived there saw her grow up, and then she went on, she did this blog, she did big things, and everyone in Nantucket was kind of just rooting for her. A little bit of an angle change because my camera's charging now. But basically everyone in Nantucket kind of rooting for her from afar until this thing happens to her. She kind of goes ghost on her blog. She doesn't want to deal with anything public. She's going through a lot of things privately, and again, she doesn't have the greatest relationship with her daughter. So she's going through it until she sees something online called a 5-Star Weekend, where she gets a person from each stage of her life to basically get together and have a girls kind of weekend. So she gets someone from her teens, her college years, her 30s, and then midlife where she is right now. They just kind of come together for a weekend. I'm only at the parts where she's invited them all, and then obviously the chapter I'm about to start, chapter 5, is errands. So I guess it's just everything she's gonna get before everyone shows up to the house. And she also invited her daughter to this weekend because she's a film student. She's like, maybe you could film the weekend, it'll be good for me to watch and also for you for experience. And obviously she wants her daughter there to kind of fix the relationship between them. I'm really excited about this book. The concept sounds really interesting, and obviously it's set in this very summery place, I've heard, and what it's described as seems very summery. So I'm excited. This is also becoming a TV series. I don't know if it's already out. I'm filming this July 5th, so I don't know if it's already out by now or if it's coming out this month. I don't think it's out yet, but I'm really excited to read the book and then to go on and watch the TV series. I think that's so fun. Yeah, I'm really excited about this book. Obviously, I've heard the best things. It's her highest rated book. I'm really excited. I think I'm gonna read a little bit right now before I head out. We're starting on chapter 5. I'm about I think it's 15% through the book. I'm gonna continue reading. Hi guys, so it is a couple days later, and as you guys saw, I did start the 5-Star Weekend, and I am currently 50% through the book. I have been slowly getting through this book. Like I said, it has been a couple days. I really don't know how I feel about it. There's a lot of drama, not drama, but you see each individual character and what they're going through. This is told in third person point of view, but you still get to see what each character is going through and how they really kind of feel about it. The whole point of this book is them coming together and to hang out for Hollis and what she's going through. And right now I feel like they're not even really hanging out together. I feel like there's a lot of things happening in their lives individually, and we're getting a lot of that right now, but I feel like we haven't really seen them interact with each other much. I assume we'll get more of that throughout the rest of the book for the next half of the book, but
We are 50% through the book, and I feel like, I guess we've been learning about each character, but I really wanted to see them all interact already. So yeah, I would say right now I don't really know how to feel about it. There's a lot going on in each individual character's lives. Obviously, Hollis is going through the grieving process of her husband. Her daughter is also going through the same thing, and she has like 2 kind of love interests in her life. And then each and every character is going through something, whether it's with their career, their friendships, their relationships. Yeah, I would say it's interesting, but I'm just waiting to see where this is gonna go. I've said this before, that I've heard that a lot of her books are just kind of drama in it, not much of a plot. It's just kind of, this person's doing this and this is happening to this person. And I definitely see that in this book, but I also want there to be kind of a plot, which the plot is supposed to be the 5-star weekend and them hanging out, but I feel like we haven't gotten much of that and them hanging out together. So I'm hoping to get more of that in the next half of the book. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm not enjoying it. I'm just not loving it. I'm just kind of in the middle with it. I'm hoping it gets a little bit further. I will say I want more of the summer vibes. The setting is the summery, place, and that's why it's like a summery book. But I feel like we haven't gotten anywhere with the things that they're doing being summery, and I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. Obviously, they have a bunch of plans for the 5-star weekend, and so far they've only done shopping. They have plans to go watch the fireworks and go to this like fair. So maybe it'll get more exciting in the rest of the book, but yeah, I'm kind of in the middle right now with how I feel about it. So I'm gonna keep reading. I'm currently outside. It is a great day. The UV is 9 right now. So I decided to come outside and tan, and we'll read this book. If I definitely tried, I could finish this book today. Who knows? Maybe I will, because I am going to stay out here for a little bit, but this is the book we're reading. We are 50% through it, and let's see where the rest of this book goes.
So it's a few days later, and I'm still reading the 5-star weekend. It's definitely taken me longer to read this book than I thought, but I think it's just because I haven't been dying to reach for it, honestly. I just feel like there's not a crazy plot to this book. It's really just following each individual character and their storylines and what they're currently going through and how they know Hollis and their friendship with Hollis. I do have this much left, so I definitely want to finish at some point today. Right now, I'm waiting for my boyfriend to pick me up before we go eat breakfast, so I'm gonna have some time to read now, and then I think we're also getting in the pool later, so maybe I'll have time to read by the pool as well. But I'm definitely determined to finish this book today. I think my Kindle said I have about an hour left. Yeah, I think I'm not feeling it as much as I would like to. I honestly had really high hopes for this book, and obviously for this author's writing, because she has so many books and they're all very much in the summer theme. I was excited to maybe read this one and then maybe go read her other books, but I will say I don't think I'm going to be dying to reach another one of her books after this. I have been thinking about the show that is coming out though, and I think this would be a really good show adaptation, which obviously it is. So I think after I finish this, I definitely want to start the show because I think it would be really fun to watch. I like the actresses that are in the movie, or not the movie, the show. I just don't know how I'm feeling about the book really. I feel like we haven't really gotten anywhere, but I think the last few pages we're definitely gonna get some things revealed. There's still some things we don't really know. There's things that we know that the characters don't know, but there's some things that the characters know that we as a reader don't know yet. So I'm excited to finally get some things revealed, because not that it's been slow, I feel like I just want something crazy to happen and we haven't really gotten much. So I'm going to continue reading. I'm on chapter 39 right now, hoping to finish this today.
that ending was really cute, honestly. Even though I wasn't super connected to everything that was happening throughout the book, I think it wrapped up really nicely and really cute, and it honestly got me so excited to watch the show. I literally want to watch the show right now. I really think the show is going to be so fun. I think obviously the friendships coming back together at the end is so nice to see, and everyone kind of just becoming this new version of themselves. It's just so cool and nice to see, especially because they're in like their mid life basically, and they're still discovering things about themselves, and there's still things that they are not perfect, they don't understand, and they've lived basically almost 50 years of their life. Yeah, honestly, it was a really nice book. I think I would read another book by this author. I think I would have to really read all of her book descriptions and see which one I think I would like the most, because I did enjoy the description of what the story was going to be about. I just think sometimes it was a little bit slow, and I was like, okay, are we going to get somewhere? I feel like sometimes the ladies weren't really interacting with each other the most. I feel like it was mostly, again, things that they were going through individually and kind of just them talking in their heads, even though it's in third person. But yeah, I feel like I wanted them to interact more, and I think that's why I really like the end. We definitely got that a lot more at the end, like them talking to each other, interacting with each other, becoming friends with each other. And I feel like throughout the book it was more like, let's not talk to each other, not really open to the experience because they had so much going on personally. Yeah, I think the end really wrapped it up for me. I don't really know a rating right now because I was kind of thinking a 3-star, but I really liked how the book ended, and obviously I'm like really excited to go watch the show now, so I have to think on my rating for this book. But yeah, once I think of a rating for this book, we'll also pick the next book that we're going to read for this reading vlog, which I think I already know, and I'm really excited about it.
Hi guys, so as I told you, I did finish the 5-star weekend. I wasn't too sure on my rating, like I said, because I was very conflicted while I was reading the book. For most of the book, I felt that I wasn't super connected to their friendship and their weekend that they were supposed to be having together. I've said this so many times, but it felt like every single character had their own story, and only some of them were kind of colliding with each other and going together, but some of them it was just they had their own things going on. It felt like it was different main characters that weren't doing anything with each other and weren't connecting with each other, until I felt like towards the end we were really able to see the development of their friendships in the past, and how all of them became friends with Hollis, and how all of them are now becoming friends with each other on this weekend. And then we obviously see all the problems that everyone is going through throughout this whole book. They kind of get solved, they get talked about, and so that's why I really enjoyed the end. I just felt like at times it was a little bit slow and I wanted them to interact with each other more, but I really enjoyed the end, and it made me really excited to watch the show, which I'm definitely going to start soon. But I think my final rating for this book is going to be 3.5 stars. Obviously, I was in the middle about it. I was going to rate it 3 stars, but I felt like the end really wrapped it up, and I really enjoyed the way it ended. I do definitely want to read another book by this author, another book in this world. I was telling my boyfriend I really want to go to Nantucket now. Yeah, honestly, it was a really cute book, and I definitely want to find another popular book from this author to read, and in the same setting too, because I just think it'd be a great time. And I also wonder if they just made the 5-star weekend a TV series, so I wonder if they're gonna add on seasons and it's gonna be different Nantucket books from Hilderbrand. I guess we'll see. But the next book we are starting for this video, which I have already started the other day, is Feverdream by Elsie Silver. This is another book that is on my TBR for the summertime. When I bought this book, I wasn't really rushing to read it. I do love an Elsie Silver book. I feel like her books always go by so fast, which this one, again, I don't know what's in her books, but every time I start one, I just fly through it. I wasn't rushing to read this one until I read the description in the back for my summer TBR video. I was reading it, and basically this book is about Emmett. He's a professional bull rider, and his literal enemy is Theo Silva from the Chestnut Spring series in Reckless, which my favorite male main character of all time, probably. They're kind of like rivals in the bull riding world. This guy gets the opportunity to go onto a reality dating show, and obviously it reminded me of Love Island, and I was like, I have to read this in the summertime. He's not really too into it. He's honestly just in it for the money. He would like to help out his family, and he's like, you know what? Even though this is a little embarrassing and I'm not really into having a relationship, I'm gonna do this for the money. He goes into it, but then he meets Julia Silva, which is Theo Silva's little sister, and she is working on this reality dating show. She's kind of in charge of location and kind of decorating it, making it look nice. I think this is like her first job post-grad, so she's really excited about it, but she's also a little annoyed with the people she's working with. They're not the most ideal people to work with, but she's like, this is a really good job, so I just have to stick it through. I think that's where I'm at right now. They have interacted a little bit. He's obviously very intrigued by her. Oh, they also have a past. Something happened with them in the past that it was very brief. It's kind of mentioned like he saved her life. Yeah, they had that brief interaction. They haven't really talked about it because he doesn't want to really embarrass her. She also doesn't want to thank him too much for saving her because this guy really talks down on her brother a lot because obviously they're competing against each other. I think that's where we're at right now. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I fly through Elsie Silver books. I'm currently on chapter 11 and I read 88 pages yesterday. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm able to fly through these books. We've basically gotten to that point so far. Reality dating show is starting. They're telling him to open up a little bit. He's a little stiff right now on camera. That's where we're at right now, but I'm really excited obviously because I just finished Love Island USA and I'm still watching Love Island UK, but this is basically another reality dating show that I'm watching and it's just gonna be so fun. I'm really also hoping for a Theo Silva cameo because, I mean, I would love to see him again. I'm excited for this book. So I think I'm gonna continue reading right now. I'm gonna go to the gym in a little bit, but I really want to read. Let's continue chapter 11. So it's a couple days later and I've slowly been getting through Feverdream. Lighting is pretty bad there. I feel like this book, I was really excited with the plot and everything that was gonna happen. I feel like the romance I'm not enjoying too much, and it actually pains me to say this, but sometimes it is a hit or miss with Elsie Silver. Sometimes her characters, I love them so much. They have amazing chemistry. They bounce off of each other. I gave most of her books 5 stars or 4.5 over 4 stars. But there are the few books that I've given below 3 or a 3-star that I just didn't really enjoy it. I didn't see the characters connecting, and I think that's how I'm feeling about this book. I do see where each character is coming from. I feel like the male main character is looking at the female main character and thinking she's attractive. I shouldn't get with her because she's like my rival's little sister, but she's attractive. She has a good head on her shoulders. And then the female main character, Julia, is looking at Emmett and thinking there's a lot more to him than people think. Everyone sees him as this rough guy who is just a flirt and doesn't have much of a personality to him. But she's getting to know him and she's like, you know what, this guy has a lot more to him. He's vulnerable, he's emotional, he has real things going on in his life, and she just sees him in a new light. I don't think that means that the characters have chemistry with each other. I think they're just learning more about each other and being able to see, yes, this is an attractive person. Their interactions with each other, I feel like they aren't fun. I feel like there's not too much tension or chemistry between them. And I don't know if I'm the only one that's kind of seeing it that way. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like they don't have chemistry because they have kissed already. And I think, yeah, like it was a steamy kiss. Do I feel tension between them of like these characters need to get together right now? Not really. I don't know how I'm gonna feel for the rest of this book. We are only halfway through, but that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. And I think by this point in an Elsie Silver book, I would already be really giggly with the characters or think these characters are really cute together or I like this character a lot. But right now I'm just like reading it, seeing where the book goes, not thinking too much of it. I'm gonna keep reading, see where this story goes. I'm on chapter 26 right now, and I'm hoping to read a lot today because I've been taking longer than I thought I would take reading this book. I always say this, but I feel like I have so much else going on. There's also so many shows on right now that I want to watch, so I'm kind of prioritizing that more than reading when I should be reading. And even when I pick up this book, I'm like excited to read because, again, Elsie Silver's books are just so easy to read. I could flip pages and I could if I wanted to, I could read this book in a day, I think. I just haven't been reaching for it as much as I would like. So I'm really gonna try to read a lot today. My Kindle says I have, I think, 3 hours left to read the book, which is definitely doable today. It's only 2 o'clock, but I don't know if I'll be binging the book for 3 hours today. We'll see, but I definitely want to read a lot. So we're going to read. So I'm about to finish Feverdream by Elsie Silver. I have like 2 chapters left and then an epilogue. I still feel the same about this book. I think the romance isn't as strong as I like romances to be. I don't feel an insane amount of real chemistry between them. I think there's a lot of sexual tension and chemistry between them in that aspect, but in the real true love form of like, we have a lot of things in common, I like this about you, I don't really see that, and I don't connect to them on that level. I don't know, I think also part of it may be because Elsie Silver's books, like I say it all the time, for some reason I really don't know what it is, I read them so easily and so quickly. Maybe that's why I didn't connect so much to the romance, because it just went by so quickly and it felt like it went by so quickly. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm kind of conflicted because it's not a bad book necessarily, but it's definitely not my favorite Elsie Silver book. I'm honestly already like ready for it to be done. I think I have a rating for it already, so we'll talk about it after, but I am gonna finish it right now. 2 chapters and epilogue left. Cute ending. Every time I'm not loving a book, the ending comes and I'm like, okay, the ending was cute though, at least. I think I'm just gonna tell you guys my rating now for this book because I honestly have had it in my head as I've been reading this book. I think at the halfway mark, I was kind of like, okay, this is probably gonna be my rating, but maybe it could change. I would say it didn't really change after that. I've felt the same way throughout this whole book, and I've said it enough times that I just feel like I didn't see a real true spark between the 2 characters. I think they definitely did have some sort of chemistry, and of course they were attracted to each other. I don't know, I didn't feel an intense, insane spark between them, so I didn't love them as characters. So I think I'm gonna end up giving this book 3 stars because I've said it multiple times, it wasn't a terrible book, but it also wasn't my favorite book ever. It's kind of just there. The ending was cute, so at least there's that. I was really excited about the whole dating show aspect of it all. The dating show was very messy and it wasn't even that enjoyable to follow. It was just kind of annoying. No one that was on the dating show or working on the dating show besides the female main character was likable, so that was just kind of like an annoying part of the story too to deal with. That kind of didn't bring down my rating, but I was like, oh, I thought this was gonna be kind of fun, dating show, Love Island vibes. It wasn't giving that. It also wasn't too summery. The reason why I chose this for my summer TBR was because it had come out recently, so I did want to read it, but also because dating show, Love Island, I was like, okay, this could be fun. It wasn't giving that. It was just typical Elsie Silver book on a ranch, cowboy, I don't know. I guess you could read this during any time of the year, but I was really looking for the summer vibes, and I didn't really get that in this book, but I'm hoping that the next book for this video will give us the summer vibes, because I think the setting is taking place in somewhere very summery. We'll see. So the next and final book that I am starting for this video, which I'm really excited about this one, I have high hopes for it, and it is The Wedding People by Alison Espich. I'm really excited about this book. I've heard really good things about it. I'm pretty sure it's taken place in Rhode Island. Yes, Newport, Rhode Island. So the setting is very summery. It's obviously a wedding. I love books where there's a wedding in it. I've heard that this one's very much not like character study, but it's more learning about characters and their lives than a plot. So I'm excited about it. Usually I like books that are like that. I have read the first chapter and a little bit of the second chapter, and honestly, I'm really enjoying it so far. And I'm only, like I said, like 30 pages into the book. I like the writing. I like how it's quick to the point. Very high hopes for it. I'm excited. I was reading a little bit out here by the pool, but I was getting so hot and I was like, I need to update my video ASAP because I don't know if I could stay in that chair any longer. I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of float around the pool because I did dip myself for a second and it felt so nice because it's so hot. The UV is literally at 10. It's like 95 degrees right now. So I think I'm gonna float around the pool and read on my Kindle. Next and final book for this video. I'm so excited. I have gotten through this book so quickly. That day when I sat by the pool, I got to like, I think 60%. And I actually went to go read at Barnes & Noble for a little bit, as you guys saw, and now I'm 90% through the book. I ended up getting to Sunday, the wedding. After that is Monday, the wedding brunch. Honestly, I have no clue where this story is gonna go. I've been really liking the writing of this book, honestly. I will say there's some parts where I catch myself really enjoying the book, really liking the writing, really like the characters in here. They're just so interesting. Some of them are not likable, some of them are likable, and it's just a really interesting bunch of people to follow. But sometimes I'm also like, what is really going on in this book? What is the point of this book? And I think the ending is really going to sell it and is really going to tell a lot about the story and everything that's been happening, because like I said, the writing is really beautiful. There's so many quotes in here that I've underlined already that I feel like they're trying to say something. It's a little bit windy out here. Hopefully you guys could actually hear me, but I feel like there's some quotes and lines in here that they're trying to say something, but I don't really know what they're trying to say. I actually didn't expect to like this book as much as I have been liking it, so I have really high hopes for the ending, because like I said, I have no clue what's gonna happen in the end. There's just so much going on, so many loose ends that have to get tied, and I don't know what is gonna happen. So I'm really interested in these next few chapters, these next few pages. I have about 40 pages left of this book, and I'm just really interested to see how it's going to end. I guess we're gonna find out right now. So, as you guys saw, I did finish The Wedding People, and I think I had so many mixed thoughts, feelings throughout the reading experience that I had with this book, just because at the beginning I really liked the writing. I thought, okay, this is writing that could possibly be a 5-star. These were the thoughts I was having in the first few chapters. As it kept going, I thought, okay, I don't think this is going to be a 5-star, but I still think it's a really good book. When I finished the book, I really did not know what to rate it, because I had really high expectations in the beginning, because the writing was good, I really liked the characters, the setting, the plot that was happening, and then towards the end, it felt like I didn't know what the whole point of it was. I know there were many lessons in here in different chapters of, like, there's obviously depression in here, there's marriage, parenting, friendship, relationships, all of that. There's so many different lessons in here that are kind of underlying, but none of them are the main thing. I had high hopes for the end because, like I said, I had no clue what was gonna happen. I had no expectations for the ending. I thought something is definitely gonna happen, and that's gonna solidify the book, how it ends, and how I feel about the book. And I just didn't really get a super satisfying ending. It wasn't the worst ending ever. I didn't know what was gonna happen at the end of the book because I thought something crazy was gonna happen, and so I was like, I have no clue what's gonna happen. But I think the ending was expected, I guess, with how the story was going, and so that's why I was a little disappointed by the end, because I just expected more. Again, it wasn't a terrible ending, and I think reading that last chapter solidified my rating, and I think I'm going to give it a 3.5 star, which is not a bad rating. I know a lot of people see like 3 stars as a bad rating. I don't see 3 stars as a bad rating. It's a book that I would recommend to other people, and I was really close to rating this book a 4-star. When it comes down to rating a book for me, if I'm really confused and lost and I have no clue what to rate a book, I'll go to my old ratings and see what I've rated other books. Is this on the same level as my 4 stars, or is it on the same level as like my 3 stars? And compared to some of my 3.5 stars, I definitely like this one more. It wasn't low enough to be a 3-star where I was in the middle of it, because I definitely enjoyed it. I was more on the enjoying side of, I loved the quotes, I liked the characters. Even though there were some unlikable characters, they were just so interesting to follow. The overall plot of the story, it was just a little confusing, and I feel like if I were to tell someone what the plot of this book is and what happens and a summary on this book, I don't really even know what I would say. That's why I'm a little thrown off on how I even feel about it, but I'm gonna stick to a 3.5 star, which is the same rating that I gave the 5-star weekend. And after I finished it, it honestly feels very similar to the 5-star weekend. They have all of these events going on, and especially the aspect of seeing all these different characters and seeing them go through things in their life. I think in the 5-star weekend it was more prominent and zoomed in, focused on each individual character and what they were going through. And this one, it felt like you knew the characters because the dialogue they would say, but it was only minimal. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. This is probably like such a bad explanation. I am a little confused, but I did enjoy the book overall. I thought the setting was really nice, everything that they were doing at this hotel or in the Rhode Island area. The characters were really interesting to follow with everything that was going on. The bride was a very interesting character. The groom was also going through a few things. He had some background things that we learned about. The female main character I loved so much. She's probably one of my favorite female main characters I've read this year. Yeah, I think towards the end I was expecting more, and I didn't really get that. Yeah, those are my very confusing thoughts on this book. I will say, if this author has another book or ever came out with another book, I would definitely read it, because I think my favorite part about this book was the quotes. Like, I literally just opened a page to some underlining, and there's so many other pages where I underlined. I think I would reread this book in the future to see maybe I feel more strongly about it. Yeah, I don't know. Very confusing. That is the final book we're reading for this video. If I were to rank the books from how summary they were, I would probably say The Wedding People at the top, The 5-Star Weekend, and then Feverdream. Feverdream I wouldn't even say was summary. Maybe remove it from the list. The 5-Star Weekend, The Wedding People are really close books. I thought they were really good for the summertime. I just liked The Wedding People. I just like the setting and The Wedding People more, because it's in Rhode Island. There's so much to do in Rhode Island. Obviously, I don't know, I've never been, but it seems like there's so much to do in Rhode Island. Also, I just love weddings in a book. They seem so fun. Even though this one was a little chaotic, it just seemed so fun. So I think that's why I definitely enjoyed the setting in this one more. But the 5-Star Weekend also had an amazing setting. Obviously, it's Nantucket. They had this whole itinerary weekend planned. So that was a really nice book too. But I have knocked off 3 books on my summer TBR. I believe now I have 4 books left, so we'll see by the end of August if I complete those books. But that is going to be the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you know when I post my next video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!